Hello there.
Hey, hey.
All right, so on last week's vlog, we ended it by telling you that we had some crazy, wild, mind-blowing news that our family learned about very recently. So today we are going to just share that with you and probably blow your minds as well.
Well, it is really out of left field, just crazy how it all took place. So I got an email from a lady by the name of Kathy Hearn with a K, K-A-T-H-Y. One of my really, really good friends is Aaron Hearn, and his wife's name is Kathy, but she spells her with a C, C-A-T-H-Y. So somehow or another, I thought it was just kind of a little practical joke. I wasn't sure what to think, but I received this email through our church website, and Kathy Hearn was the author of the email, and she had traced us down, found us, and was letting me know that she had done a DNA test through Ancestry.com.
Ancestry DNA.
Yeah, Ancestry DNA. And her parents, based on the DNA return, was Billy Baskett and Pauline Baskett.
Dun dun dun.
Which are my parents, both my mom and my dad, my physical birthing parents. And so my first reaction was, oh, it's a scam. You know, this is just dumb. Don't have time to mess with it. Got a lot of other things to do. But I read it. I went through the email. I found what I thought was a flaw in the story. And as I read it deeply, the next two times that I read it, I realized I just didn't read it correctly. But I'm looking through very cynical eyes as I'm reading this. And we come to the conclusion that we probably ought to let my sister know, because my sister that lives in the United States, because this woman is claiming to be our full-blood sister.
So, Mike hands it all over to me. I text Mike's sister Ann, and I said, I need your email address because I'm about to send you something and I want you to read it and tell me what you think. Now, back up just a little bit. While Mike was reading this letter and kind of questioning it, I did say, there is a lot of accurate information in here, which he said, yeah, if anybody watches our YouTube channel, or if they are friends with us on Facebook, or can somehow see any of our information, this is pretty public information, quite a bit of it. But then again, there were some things that were in there that were kind of like, iffy. So anyways, I send this information to his sister Ann.
Hey, throw in this, that she had said she had tried to contact my sister.
Yes.
Through Facebook Messenger. So
yeah,
throw that in.
Okay, so I send this to Ann, and I said, well, Ann reads the email, and probably within 30 seconds, she calls me, and she's like, what? This is crazy. She didn't try to contact me. I haven't received anything from a Kathy Hearn. And I said, Ann, go back in your Facebook Messenger messages and dig back to October 2023 when she says she contacted you. So Ann starts digging. She goes back through her spam mail, and sure enough, there's a message from Kathy Hearn, basically saying the exact same thing that she had written to Mike.
Yeah, because she's just reaching out to us as a result of opening up her files and her closed information documentation from the Birdhurst Lodge / unwed mother's home / adoption agency from the 1950s.
There in London.
Right outside of London.
Yeah.
And, she said she had documentation. Kathy said that she had documentation, had letters. She's got all kinds of stuff. So we're like, all right, we'll just send it on over. And she did. And we recognized immediately
Yeah,
that it was my mom's handwriting.
That was the telltale sign, was if we see Nana, his mom's handwriting, we're gonna know instantly.
Yeah, her handwriting has not changed in 60 years. I mean, she writes exactly the same way she was taught to write. Old English, style, British,
Left-handed.
cursive. No, she's not left-handed.
Oh, I thought she was.
Cursive handwriting. I mean, I would know my mom's signature. I would know my mom's handwriting absolutely anywhere. And I glanced at it and was like, that's my mom. And that brought all kinds of emotions. So the grand story is essentially, before my parents ever married, Dad was stationed in England. He was in the Air Force, military, police. And he was a little bit of a drinker and a brawl. This is all before Christian days. Loved to throw a punch every once in a while. Loved to drink. He was pretty much an alcoholic. Apparently met my mom somehow. Mom sang sometimes in some pubs and did that kind of thing. We have no idea the full story.
She was a machinist, a sewing machine,
seamstress for a manufacturing plant.
Yeah.
So anyway, High Wycombe, England. All of the documentation had all the correct information, her name, my dad's name, all of this kind of craziness. And of course, the letters that were written to the adoption agency and to the actual unwed mother's home, while mom was not only there was some documentation, but also after she left and the adoption was taking place. So all of that to say, 1955, my folks met. They got pregnant. And through circumstances, my grandmother, my Nana, they grew up very, very poor. They barely made ends meet. And I think that had something to do with it based on one of the letters. And so they gave her up for adoption for that reason. My Nana said, nope, you're not having the baby. You can't take care of it, blah, blah, blah. Somehow or another, my folks either broke up. Dad got stationed off for 6 months at one point in time. Maybe that was during this time. We don't know, because Dad obviously has passed away and Mom has Alzheimer's to such a degree that she can't remember. And so we don't have some of the missing pieces, but Kathy has done a phenomenal job putting together some timelines. And so we've based everything else on the fact that Dad was stationed there for 4 years, moved back in 1959. They were pregnant with my middle sister now, which is funny because I've told Ann, oh yeah, now everything is understanding. You're a middle child, and so makes a huge difference. And so Kathy is our big sister, born October 2nd, 1956, given up for adoption. Her birthing name that Mom gave to her was
Kim Jane Walters.
Yep. And that name was changed to Kathy Jane. Not sure of her real name, because for us it's just Kathy Hearn, and that's her married name. And so since that moment in time, we have contacted her on several occasions. We have talked to her via Facebook Messenger.
Video chatted with her for like an hour and 15 minutes.
It's quite nice. She's got quite an accent, and she makes fun of my accent, since I sound like a little bit like some of the old movies where English guys are trying to speak British.
Yeah, but what I want to tell you guys too is it's really cool, because Kathy at one time worked for the London Police Department, so she has some detective skills. So when she was digging and finding and trying to reach us and all that, so she had written a letter to her mom, her birth mom, Mike's mom, Ann's mom, back in May of 2023. She never received that. Mike's mom never received that letter, or we don't know what happened in that letter. Yeah. And so fast forward October 23, she had reached out to Ann via Facebook Messenger. Ann never got that message. So just recently, about now it's probably been 3 weeks to a month ago, whenever we made the announcement about Mike's health issue, and I had put a message out on Facebook, just letting all of our friends and family know, and people were sharing that message. Well, our son Colby had shared it, and Kathy had been looking us all up on Facebook, and I assume, from what I'm understanding from her, that Colby is the only one that had a public profile, and she saw that message or that post pop up. So she clicked on that, which led her to my Facebook, to my profile, where it says YouTube, where it took her to Flipping the Farm. And you guys,
I gotta say this. She watched all 100 episodes of Flipping the Farm in like 5 to 6 days.
that I think that's correct. It could have been like
crazy.
a 2-week period of time, but
So cool.
she binge watched it. She learned all about us. She knows everything about us that you know if you watched Flipping the Farm, which is a lot. I mean, we're kind of like an open book, but she knows about each of our kids, our grandkids, everything. So it's been really cool that she already knows about us. So now then we're just like finding out all the fun things about her.
Yeah.
And a GoFundMe was set up by some friends at our church because they were like, oh my goodness, Mike and Ann need to go meet Kathy. So they set up a GoFundMe to raise money for them to go to London or to England and meet Kathy. But just most recently, we have found out that Kathy and her oldest daughter, Emma, she has 2 kids, by the way, Emma and Ben. And then between those 2, there are 5 grandkids. So Mike has 2 nieces and nephews, and then now we have all these cousins, and it's really cool. But anyways, they are coming to America. They are coming to Texas to meet her mom, Mike's mom, Ann's mom.
Coming the first weekend in May, and so I think we'll figure out the whole. I don't know if we'll ever get to go or need to go to England at that point in time. Maybe we can put some of those monies toward her tickets and so forth and so on. We haven't got that far yet.
Yeah.
And I will say this, I don't know if we even said that. They're gonna fly into Texas, but my sister is gonna drive them up here so that she can meet this side of the family, because all of us, all of our kids and all of our grandchildren, everybody. It's just quite nice to know out of nowhere that you have a big sister and that there was such an incredible story behind it all.
And we're gonna get to meet
And
her.
we're mind blown.
Yeah.
Just mind blown that my folks never said a word.
Never breathed a word, ever,
Never said a word.
in almost 62 years. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. And
It's just crazy.
And since then, Ann, his sister Ann, has been digging and searching and
Contacting cousins and folks in England. My cousin Diane.
his cousin Diane specifically said, yeah,
We knew.
we knew.
We knew.
You didn't know?
You didn't know? What? You didn't know? No one ever told you? We're like, oh my word, really? So they knew. And she was not happy with my Nana for making my mom give up the baby. And I guess that was the only, I don't know. Everybody else has passed. There's very few of her brothers and sisters left alive. And of course, Dad's passed away, so we can't talk to him about anything. And Mom's, again, got Alzheimer's so badly, she's clueless.
Yeah.
And so it's just, anyway, I think Kathy was bummed that she didn't open her documents a little bit sooner. Her adoptive parents, her real parents, as far as she's concerned, who she loves dearly, and her family, they're super close. She was raised in a beautiful, wonderful home. She had great parents and
Had a wonderful
just,
childhood.
just a wonderful life. And she just felt bad to even check while they were alive, but she waited a few years after that to find out more, and then finally decided to look. And I think she's a little bummed that she could have done that a few years back and maybe met my dad, but
It's all working out how it's
our
supposed to.
dad. But timing's everything.
So we're really excited to meet Kathy and Emma, and I'm sure that we will be talking about this more in our normal vlog. Maybe you'll get to meet them. You probably will, because
I would
it's
think.
too big and exciting of news to not share with the world. But we're excited about that. So anyways.
And I'm sure Karen will put a picture of the 3 of us, siblings.
It's mind-blowing how much they resemble. When you see a picture of her, it is like a picture of Mike, Ann, and his parents all morphed together. There's no denying that they are siblings. It's super cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing. So anyway, just we thought we'd share that with you. And if you got questions, type them down below. Karen's great about answering those. But anyway, if you got a similar story to that one, I would be very shocked, but you might have one just like it. And it's a mind-blowing thing.
Yes.
Wild, wild, wild. So if you get a crazy email that you think can't be true, don't write it off too
Check
quickly.
it twice. Yeah.
So here's a side-by-side of the three, Kathy, Ann, and Mike. Also, we just want to say that we're sharing all this information with Kathy's consent. And also, we want you to know that Mike's mother wrote several letters to Kathy as a child, expressing her love and just the sadness and regret that she had for having to put her up for adoption. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this mind-blowing experience, and we will see you in just a few days in our regularly scheduled vlog. Thanks again for watching.